Hey, thanks for checking out this next video, the interview I did with Meredith. It is a little bit lengthy. It's about 15-16 minutes in length. We have timestamps below too, so if you just want to jump to a section, if you got a pressing question, I'm sure it's answered in this video. Truly educate yourself. Enjoy it. If you have any questions, ask myself or my team, but everything should be answered here with my interview with Meredith, so check that out. Thanks. Hey everybody, this is Jeff Tomazeski, Chief Life Transformer at Max Strength Fitness, and I'm here today with Meredith Farrow, the owner of Clean Remedies, and also a great client of ours at Max Strength Fitness. And we at Max Strength Fitness have partnered with Meredith and her company with her hemp-based products, and I wanted her to tell her story today and a little bit about the products and what to be aware of when you're searching for these products and what we have to offer here with our partnership with Clean Remedies. So without further ado, Meredith, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you having me. I'm excited to let you guys know a little bit about Clean Remedies and the benefits that you can expect.
Great. So first and foremost, I think it's important if we all understand the why behind why you started your company, Clean Remedies, if you don't mind.
Yep, no, absolutely. I think that's really important as well. So I got into this industry out of tragedy, unfortunately. We had a best friend commit suicide after being on an antidepressant for 10 days. And while we don't know 100% why he committed suicide, we do feel in our hearts that this medication had some contributing factors to it. We started doing a lot of research on suicides and alternatives to big pharma, and we found some really interesting information with the hemp plant and how it was helping people, whether it be with depression, with suicide, with pain, whatever it may be. And so that is really what drives us, is the fact that we want to give people a more natural alternative to big pharma. And there's nothing wrong with big pharma if you need it, but this is just a natural alternative.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and obviously sorry for the tragedy. But hopefully good comes from that, and obviously your company's spun off from that, so that's amazing that you took action for that, whereas many people would just kind of sit on the sidelines. That being said, so let's dive into this. So hemp-based CBD, marijuana, THC, all these buzzwords. Let's talk about maybe misconceptions that people might have, like psychedelics and will this make me high, and some of those other things. And then we can talk about the benefits of the products as we go.
Sure. So a lot of people think that CBD, which comes from the hemp plant, is the same as marijuana, and it is not. Right. They are sister plants, but marijuana plants produce high THC, low CBD, and hemp plants produce the exact opposite, high CBD, low THC. And so another big differentiator is the fact that marijuana is not federally legal, where hemp is federally legal. Mm-hmm. And THC is what typically gives you the psychoactive effects in your mind. It might impair your driving. It might make you sleepy. It could make you giggly. It could make you want to eat more. Hemp does not do those things. People use hemp-based products every day, and they operate machinery. They drive. They, work at their desks. They drive their kids to soccer practice, and they are not impaired whatsoever.
Okay. So why use a CBD or a hemp-based product? What are the benefits, say, to my clientele, to most people that you work with?
So the top 5 things that people tell us they use this for, that it helps them with, would be pain and inflammation, anxiety, insomnia, depression, and gut issues. But the list goes on and on and on. I mean, there is such a plethora of reasons why someone would use this, but those tend to be the top 5 reasons.
Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit about how the product works, as far as like the physiology behind it? We don't have to get into all the science, but just from if you can dummy it down for us.
Sure.
Folks.
Yep. So we were all born with a system called the endocannabinoid system. And it's a really fascinating system that actually doctors aren't even taught in medical school. And so there's not a lot of research out there. You kind of have to dig for it. And a great website that I always tell people to go to is projectcbd.org. And on that website, you can find a lot of information on many things, but also the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system I like to refer to kind of as like the mothership. It helps to regulate your pain, your mood, your sleep, and the list goes on and on. And so your body produces natural cannabinoids. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that mother's breast milk has cannabinoids in it as well. And that is one of the reasons it's so healthy to feed a newborn, is because of those cannabinoids in there. And so our bodies have been deficient in cannabinoids for a very long time. Back in the 1800s, 1700s, it was illegal for farmers not to grow hemp if they had so many acres of farmland. And what these farmers would do is they would feed it to their chickens, cows, pigs, and then the population would go to the farmer's market. The citizens would go to the farmer's market and they would consume cannabinoids naturally. Well, when Prohibition happened and it was taken out of our food chain, we are all very deficient in cannabinoids. And so when you start taking a hemp-based product or a CBD-based product, that is typically when you're going to notice the most effectiveness of, wow, I feel so much better. I feel more energy, or I feel like I'm sleeping better, less pain. And it's really because, yes, it's working, but it's also because we are so deficient in cannabinoids.
Got it. No, that's interesting. That's great. So there's lots of these CBD hemp-based product companies popping up. I mean, they're everywhere, right? So what's the difference between Clean Remedies and every other mom and pop shop that's just up on every grocery store, corner store, gas station?
Yes. So the biggest thing that you need to really look out for is, where is your hemp coming from? Where is your hemp grown? How is it grown? And why is it grown? Unfortunately, there's a lot of people doing this in their basements or in their garages, and there's no way to tell where this is coming from. There's a lot of hemp being imported from Asia, India, China. It's coming from all over. So our hemp is grown in the US, it's grown in Oregon, and it is USDA certified organic. And the reason that is so important is because hemp is a bioaccumulator. So it sucks all the toxins, it sucks all the bad things that are in the soil up into the plant, and then you're ingesting that. So the fact that our products are USDA certified organic tells you there are no toxins, no molds, no mildews, no pesticides. So we are also kosher certified, and we are Leaping Bunny certified, which means we do no cruelty to animals. So the biggest thing that you want to make sure that your hemp-based products have, if you're not buying it from Clean Remedies, is that you know why the hemp is being grown, where it's being grown, and if they are saying it's organic, make sure that it is a certified organic. We also place QR codes on every single one of our products, and that is a really big deal, so that you can access those third-party lab results anytime, day or night. If you have a smartphone, you just hover it over that QR code that I just showed you, and you'd be able to see that there's no mold, there's no mildew, there's no pesticides, no heavy metals in those products.
Great. That's awesome, because like you said, you never know where you're getting the product from or where it's been, and all these different things that are out there. So that's one of the main reasons I love working with you guys, is because you've done your homework. You're meticulous about what goes into every product, and it's all natural, all organic, all kosher certified. It's just the cleanest product that can be. So that's great.
Correct.
So,
we'll never use any type of artificial colors, flavors, even our gummies. There is nothing artificial in there. So you can rest assured, hence our name, Clean Remedies. We are a very clean company.
Yeah, no, I love that. So let's dive into the products if we can. So obviously not obviously, but to us, obviously, there's a couple of different things. And for us at Max Strength Fitness, the biggest thing that I think we're looking at is, one is the tinctures, right? So can we talk about the difference between the full spectrum, the broad spectrum, but then also the different strengths? So I've got here a 900 milligram, and then I've got the 3000 milligrams. So can you talk about the difference between that?
Sure. So let's talk about the difference between the full spectrum first and then the broad spectrum.
Perfect.
Do you have the broad spectrum in front of you too?
Don't actually.
Okay. So the full spectrum is going to be all of the cannabinoids that the hemp plant produces. And that is going to include THC. There is a federal legal limit of 0.3% THC or less. And Clean Remedies abides by all those laws, and that's why we have all of our products third-party lab tested to make sure we are compliant. You can travel with it, you can fly with it, you can ship it to your sister or brother in a different state, and it is federally legal, you will be okay. But with that being said, full spectrum, I like to refer to kind of as like a multivitamin, the analogy that I give. So it has multiple vitamins in it or multiple cannabinoids in it, including THC. So just be, careful if you don't want to consume THC. Broad spectrum, I like to refer to as a multivitamin, but you're taking one vitamin out. It also has all of the cannabinoids in it, but there is 0 THC. So if for whatever reason you don't want to have THC in your system, you would want to go with the broad spectrum. Now, scientific research and studies have shown that full spectrum is more effective. So if THC is not an issue for, jobs or, if you have an addiction, whatnot, you should go with the full spectrum. You will get better results with the full spectrum with that minuscule amount of THC. And you've got to think 0.3% is 0.3%. It's nothing.
Yeah. So for somebody who gets drug tested at their work, or like you said, they might have addiction issues either in their past or with family member, or they're just really concerned about that, they would go then with the broad spectrum, correct?
Correct. And the way you can remember that is our packaging that is white is full spectrum, and our packaging that is black is broad spectrum.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Tell me about the difference between the levels. So we've got, again, I got the 900 here, and then I've got the 3000. So how do I know which to use and how much?
So the 900 milligram is our most popular tincture. And I usually tell people that the 900 milligram is someone for, some moderate pain, some moderate anxiety, maybe some moderate sleep issues. And the 3000 is going to be for someone with severe pain, severe insomnia, severe depression or anxiety, or the 3000 milligram is for the savvy shopper. And the reason I say that is because it is the cheapest price per milligram of our tinctures. So if you do get on a hemp routine, a CBD routine, and you're taking it consistently and regularly, I do recommend upgrading to the 3000 milligram because you will save money in the long run. Now, if you start with our 900, which is a great place to start if you've never taken a hemp-based product, you're going to want to start at about a fourth to a half of a dropper. And all of our droppers have graduated markings on them so that you can have precise measurement.
Right. So not sure if people can see that, but
Yep.
Here you go.
And so that will then tell you how much you're taking. You're going to want to hold it under your tongue for as long as you can. The directions say, I think, a minute, but I tell people if you can hold it longer, because you're holding it under your tongue sublingually, and it will get into your bloodstream faster that way, and you will feel the effects quicker. If you don't like the taste for whatever reason, you can always swallow with water, juice, tea, but the natural is a very mild, hempy, earthy taste. And then we have a citrus flavor and a peppermint flavor for those of you that don't like the earthy flavors.
Yeah, you use an easy analogy the other day. It was, can you tell me about the mint and citrus and what you were telling to my team?
Yeah, so the peppermint is for people that like that fresh breath, minty taste. Mm-hmm. The citrus has just a hint of like an orangey, lemony flavor. You can still taste the hemp extract, but it's covered with a little bit of an orange flavor. And then the natural is just 2 ingredients. So all of our products are just made with a carrier oil, hemp extract, that's it. But then our flavored tinctures just have the added peppermint flavor and citrus flavor. I personally prefer the natural flavor just because that's what I'm used to. But I do always swallow with water after I've held it under my tongue for a few minutes. I then always swallow with water just to follow it up with. And there is a reason that you have to have a fat in tinctures. It's to be able to bind to your receptors. So it's not that we're trying to put a higher fat content in there. It is a necessity.
Well, we're all good about fat. Fat's good. My clients know that, as long as it's the good fats, right?
Good.
So that's the tinctures. That's awesome. So then the next product that we have are the creams, okay? And so we have 2 different things. We have one, which is the roll-on. This is the 400 milligram. And then the other one we have, which is a cream. It's just in a pump here. And this is a 600 milligram. Can you tell me the difference between why use the roll-on or why use the cream?
Sure. So they're both really great products. They're really popular products. Both of them are. It comes down to preference. The roll-on is a lower strength milligram of the hemp extract, where the cream is going to be a little bit stronger because it has a higher milligram. The roll-on was also designed for the elderly in mind, for mobility issues. So if someone's trying to, reach behind their back and put it on, or reach down below to their ankle or foot, the roll-on makes it a little bit easier to do that, as opposed to the cream where you have to use your actual hand to apply it to your back. The cream is transdermal, so it is going to go deeper into your tissue, where the roll-on is not transdermal. The cream was also developed by a chiropractor, and so that is keep that in mind, that it was partly developed by a chiropractor to go a little bit deeper into the skin to your troublesome areas.
Okay. So if I have a client with, say, arthritis, right, or some joint pain, tendonitis, something of that nature, with an inflammation causing underlying cause there. So what would you recommend, for the tincture or the cream? Both? What do you think?
So if someone has arthritis, I really recommend both, because you are going to be helping internally and you're going to be helping externally. And I think that's going to be the best way to combat any type of health ailment. Now, if price is a factor, then I would probably go with the topical as opposed to the tincture and ingesting it.
Okay.
If price is not an issue, I would recommend doing both of them.
And at what frequency, say a daily dosage, then what would you recommend?
So you're going to want to do the tincture 2 to 3 times per day. Okay. So morning, mid-afternoon, and before bed, because it stays in your system about 4 to 6 hours. So if you do it 3 times a day, you're covered for the 24-hour period. And then the topicals, whether it be the roll-on or the cream, you can do as many times as you want. So you could apply that 6 times, 7 times, whatever you need to do to get through the day, you can apply it as many times as you want, because that is not going into your bloodstream.
Got it. So like right before a workout would be a perfect time to apply the cream.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And you cannot die. You cannot overdose by taking too much of any of this. So you are safe that way. Right. You're going to start off with a low amount of the tincture, and you're going to gradually increase if you're not getting the desired results you want.
Okay. And you mentioned my team when we were going through the training of the products, as far as, if you want it for energy, or if you want it, for nighttime, if you want to calm down, or depending on your state of your mood. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. A lot of people will ask me, well, how can this help both depression and anxiety? Because with anxiety, you're heightened, and depression, you feel down in the dumps.
Right. Sure.
And what the scientific research has shown is that when you take CBD or hemp extract in small amounts, it can increase your mood and elevate your mood. When you take it in larger amounts for anxiety, let's say, it's going to help relax you. It's going to help get rid of the racing heart and the stomach, the knots in your stomach when you have anxiety. So it's really going to help to calm you and relax you. So what I tell people is, if you wake up in the morning and you say, I feel depressed, but then in the evening, my arthritis is bothering me. Let's just use that as an example. Sure. You're going to take then less during the day, a less amount of the tincture during the day, but you might want to double it in the evening because your arthritis is bothering you and you want to be able to get some good sleep. So you don't always have to take the same amount all throughout the day. You can take more or less at certain periods of the day.
Okay, great. All right, so the last thing, which I don't have in front of me, but our furry little friends, right? So you have a pause line.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
The pause line is awesome because, let's face it, we all love our dogs and animals so much. The pause line is really going to help our furry friends with any type of anxious feelings. So whether it's separation anxiety or loud noises like fireworks, or if you're having a party, or, the holidays are coming, and hopefully if, quarantine is lifted a little more, we can, get together more. So, that it causes anxious feelings with that. It also can help with joint issues, heart issues. So you can always ask your vet about it. Some vets aren't as educated in it as maybe they should be, but we have one for smaller dogs and one for larger dogs, depending on your dog size. And the bottles and boxes do tell you how much to give based on the pounds that your animal weighs.
Okay, awesome, very good. And look, I appreciate your time today. This is highly informational and educational because I think there's a lot of misconception and stigma around these products, and it was eye-opening for me and my team. And I can't wait to engage this with my clientele. I know I've been personally using it with my family, with dogs, so it's been great. So Meredith, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to our partnership with Clean Remedies and looking forward to our clients using your products down the road. So thanks and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. All right, awesome. Cool. Very good.
Okay, and you know what? If you ever want me to do an informational seminar where I come to either out in Willoughby or Westlake, and you get, like, if you have clients that are starting to ask questions, and we'll put something together, and I'll come out and I'll kind of do what I did today or with your trainers, and I kind of give a little overview and then answer any questions, and I can bring samples for them to try or like a free gift of purchase. So just keep that in mind too.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
All right, take care. Bye.